Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, Sat Sri Akal, and welcome. I am so pleased to be on the mat with you after the breaks that we're having, and I thank you once again for your patience and your support while I'm going through this period of change in my family circumstances. The dogs don't change, so they stay the same. Okay, my friends, so today's practice is we are moving towards the full moon in Virgo, the worm moon, sugar moon, eagle moon, all of these various descriptions of the moon, depending on which indigenous culture is honoring the moon in terms of the traditions and practices. From the Indian perspective, from which this practice arises, we are moving towards Holi, the festival of the many colors of love. And the full moon is the culmination, when the energy is heightened and there's a surge of energy, and we are blossoming into spring. So the metaphor of the colors has deeper significance, which we will talk about through our practice. Let's come onto our mat in Sukhasana, a steady, comfortable seat that supports you. Perhaps you use a block, a bolster, or a cushion. Find yourself in a position that is sustainable for you as we open. Let's bring our hands together in Namaskar at the heart center, the Anahata chakra. Closing your eyes or softening your gaze as we open our practice by chanting Om, the universal vibration of all of the cultures, all of the people, all of the lands. This is a cosmic sound that permeates beyond each individual culture or peoples. Please offer the Om to your peoples, your lands, and the struggles that may be experienced by different peoples of different lands. Inhale fully to prepare. Om. 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 Take a moment here. Our mantra for today is Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Honoring Vishnu, the sustainer, one who maintains, supports, nourishes, heals, one who reveals and releases as we come into the wheel of the year through which we change, transition, transform. Let's bring our hands into Gyan Mudra, thumb and index connected. Palms face up for uplifting or face down for grounding. Virgo, I was about to pronounce Virgo with an Indian accent there. Virgo, just that switch between different languages there, and the accent sometimes gets a bit mixed up. Virgo is associated with the element of earth, Prithvi. So I do invite palms face down. If grounding, connecting with Bhumi Ma, Mother Earth is calling to you now. And we'll chant Om Namo Bhagavate 3 times out loud, 3 times whispered, and 3 times silently. And the deeper we go, the more internal we become, the more powerful the mantra becomes. So we awaken the temple of the mouth, then we awaken the temple of the throat, and then we awaken the temple of the heart. Om Namo Bhagavate, Om Namo Bhagavate, Om Namo Bhagavate. Whispered. Om Namo Bhagavate, Om Namo Bhagavate, Om Namo Bhagavate. Silently. Breathing into the heart space. Holding the breath for a moment and then releasing it through open mouth. As we move through our practice, I'm going to talk about Holi and what this festival represents in terms of the spiritual and the psychosocial world, as well as in terms of the mythology that's associated with Holi. Let's start by grounding. So if you're sitting on a block or a cushion and you wish to remove it, now is a good time. Bring the soles of your feet together in Baddha Konasana. Feel the connection between the soles of the feet. So connect the heels. Press the big toe pads together. Press the little toe pads together. So feel that connection between the 2 feet. Grounding here with the physical self. And then feel the connection between your sit bones and the earth, grounding beneath the physical self and the supportive earth below us. Inhale, lengthen the crown, open the heart, allow the shoulders to come down and away from your ears. Take a full breath in, expand and open the heart. This full moon here, visualize it. Sitting here in the cusp of your yourself, this bowl the bowl of yourself here, this divine receptacle, this full moon shining a light, drawing us into its radiance. Inhale to lengthen, then exhale, fold into the soma of the moon. So almost wrapping yourself around this visual imagery of the full moon here. Allow the upper bodies to soften, the shoulders, the neck, the crown. The full moon at any time of the season is a moon which allows us to see more clearly. And that sight is insight, inner sight. It draws our awareness to where we are in our journey, where we are in our relationships. And it encourages us to reflect on what it is we wish to release and let go, and what it is we wish to cultivate and grow. Allow the crown to come ever closer to the earth, the back of the heart, the wings of the heart open behind. And now, my friends, I invite you to release your hands from your feet and thread your arms, your hands and lower arms underneath the legs here, so that your hands come into connection with the earth here. Asana, Tortoise Pose. Feel the connection with your hands. So you may be more upright here or more folded. It matters not the depth with which you fold forward. It is the connection between the soles of the feet and the connection between the hands and the earth that we are seeking here to ground us as we come face to face with all that needs to be changed, reflected, reviewed. Om namo bhagavate. Om namo bhagavate. Chanting to yourself silently or out loud, depending on how courageous you are feeling in your voice, in the environment where you may be. And then inhaling, my friends, let's slide our hands towards our bodies, rise up with the crown, open with the heart. Let's cross the left leg underneath the right leg here and lift the right foot so we can cross it over the left knee altogether here. Coming into Ardanovanasana, place the fingertips on the earth to rise up here. It may help to wrap the left elbow around the right knee. Inhale to reach up with the right hand. Exhale, right hand to the earth behind you and reach with your gaze over the right shoulder here. The left arm can be embracing the right knee or the left elbows on the outside of the right knee. Your choice, my friend. Coming into this seated twist here. So we'll commence our practice by focusing on recognizing and bringing awareness to that which perhaps restricts us, binds us, closes us in, narrows our perception. Associated with this full moon of Virgo are tendencies to perfectionism, tendencies to be overly demanding or to hold high expectations based on your own privilege or your identities that perhaps help you navigate the world with more ease than perhaps others. Inhale, exhale, and then exhale to turn over to the left to counter twist here. From here, my friends, let's take the right leg and extend it long and tuck in the left and left heel in towards the groin here. Reach towards the right foot. Your hand may rest on your leg, on the earth, wrapping your peace fingers around your big toe. Wherever you may be here, you'll be in different places. Reach the left arm up. And then exhale over the head with the left arm, reaching towards that right foot here. So we will be in different places here. What is strong under this full moon may be the inner self-critic, the pedant within us that is critical and judgmental, that may be harsh, that voice which niggles and troubles us with self-doubt, self-criticism, sense of unworthiness. Perhaps we are biased, holding unconscious bias or implicit bias that we do not recognize or have awareness of. Perhaps they are deep-held prejudices that we have been conditioned into, socialized into by our culture. Perhaps we are resistant to an invitation to learn more, grow our knowledge, resistant to change. Inhale through center, left hand to the earth, right hand to the heart. Inhale to rise up into Chandrakarasana. Exhale. Now, coming back to the earth, we're going to move into Virasana, half hero pose. So keeping that right leg extended, let's come onto our left lower leg here. Now, if this does not feel comfortable for you to come into half Virasana, then I suggest you place the left foot on the earth and hug that left knee in and extend the right leg. If you are comfortable with the left leg folded under, then come into your half Virasana. And if you wish to place a block underneath the right sit, then I invite you to do that. Inhale, hands to your heart. Namaskar. Open out into Padma, blossoming into this full moon here. Reach up with your eyes and gaze. So the inner gaze, the outer gaze. Exhale, fold forward towards the right leg. And pour the nectar of the moon to the earth. Now here you may be folded far forward or you may be more upright. My friends, that matters not. We are forgiving of where our bodies are. Inhale, hands to heart. Twice more, open with Padma to the sky. Welcome the nectar of this full moon. This nourishes us as we seek to understand ourselves better. We seek to have greater clarity about our communities, our societies, our cultures. Inhale, center. One more time, rising up with the hands and the gaze. Exhale, fold forward, pouring the soma, the nectar, the amrita of the full moon. So that our journey of discovery, our journey of revelation, our journey of exploring our own ego is a journey that nourishes us rather than causing us more harm or triggering trauma within us. And then back to center, my friends. Let's release that block if you're seated on a block. And let's bring that left leg out, extend it long, flex the feet, come into Dandasana. Staff pose, feet flexed here. Seated here upright. Let's think about what are some of these qualities that we're talking about. Perfectionism. What does perfectionism look like and feel like? There's a sense of urgency, competition with the self and with others, impossible demands or expectations that put pressure on us. We feel we are never good enough, that our work is never good enough. We are always striving. That we are always in a race, and yet we may not even recognize where the end is. Where are the end posts? Where are the goalposts here, which are constantly changing? So it's never going to be enough. Let's come into Ardanovanasana on the right side. So let's fold in that right leg and take the left leg over the right knee. Hug in that left knee with the right elbow, reach up with the left hand, and then exhale, left hand to the earth behind you, and gaze over your shoulder. Remember, you can be embracing that knee or supporting it by placing some resistance with your elbow there. Perfectionism is an aspect of our dominant culture, a culture that surrounds us. Economic systems that place value on us, that ascribe roles to us, that take away our own agency and sovereignty. Inhale, let's turn to center, and then exhale to counter twist to the right. Back to center, extend that left leg long, my friends. Tuck in the right heel here. reaching towards that left foot with the left hand. Left hand can rest anywhere along your leg or the earth. Inhale, right arm to the sky, and then up and over. Side bend here to the left. Janushirasana variation. Another hala or poison of dominant culture is this sense of the imposter syndrome, where we doubt our capacity, our capabilities, our competence, our skills, our talents, thinking we are not worthy, that at any moment we may be discovered to be a fraud, to be phony. We will be unmasked in our ignorance. This imposter syndrome is designed to keep us on our toes, to keep us contained in a particular place that society has ascribed to us or has assigned to us, so that our confidence, our self-esteem will be so low that it will prevent us from rising up and asking and demanding and expecting that to which we are entitled in terms of our justice, equity, rights. Inhale through center, right hand to the earth, left hand to the heart, and let's rise up here and blossom. Left arm can reach over head. Back to earth here, and then let's decide what we're doing with our right leg. Either we're keeping the right foot on the earth or we're folding this right leg underneath us to come into Virasana. You can place a block underneath that left sit bone, or if it feels more comfortable to be on the earth, you choose, my friends. You are where you are. Hands in Namaskar at the heart. Keep that left foot flexed. It's active and engaged there. Open out the hands into Padma, reaching up. Exhale, pause, Soma, towards the sole of the foot that connects us with the earth. We're focusing on this grounding sensation here because our stability, our purposeful drive, our grounding into the foundations arises between this connection between us and the earth. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to pour forth. One more time, reaching up. Exhale to pour forth. And then let's release that right leg. Coming back into Dandasana, my friends. Hands on either side of you here. Keeping the foot flexed. Engage here. Imagine that you are holding a brick between your thighs here, so that your muscles are engaged and hugging into the bones. So sense the connection of the bones and the outer layers, the muscles, the fat, the tendons, everything that's going on between you and your bones. This full moon may shine a light on where we are avoidant and resistant, where we bypass, where we refuse to see difference or inequity or injustice, because it is easier for us to maintain a facade of positivity, of good vibes only, of love and light. One more breath here, and then let's soften and come onto all fours here, my friends. moving through cat-cow. Allow to travel along the length of your spine. Allow those waves to flow the length of your spine. From the tailbone all the way to the crown. In this wheel of Pithalyasana and Majriyasana. Now, how do we tie this into Holi? The story of Holi, my friends, is the demon Holika and King Hiranyakashipu. So Holika and King Hiranyakashipu, siblings, demanded that the world and all of its people worship them as gods, as the supreme beings, as superior to all else, to be enthralled by them, to be held in great reverence and respect. Yet they were creating a world of injustice, of poverty, of lack, of those who were more worthy than others, those who had more than others, those who had privilege than others, creating a hierarchy with them as the supreme heads of this hierarchy. And the story goes, let's come into, I'll continue with the story. Let's come into stillness and extend that right leg long, tuck the feet here, tuck the right foot. Claw through the hands. Let's move into this easy twist here. Left hand rises. And then as you exhale, thread the left arm underneath you. Bring the left shoulder near to the mat. Now your right hand can stay there, creating a scaffold with your fingertips up high, your elbow bent, or you can reach the right arm up to the sky, or perhaps even wrap it round your left hip. You will be balancing here. You will feel unsteady here. Remember, we're seeking a grounding sensation. Feel all of the points of your body that connect with the earth here. So the right toe is the ball of the right foot. The left shoulder, the left side of the head, the left side of the abdomen and the hips. If you have your fingertips as a tripod to stabilize you and your arm as a scaffold, then connect there. If your arm is up in the air, then feel the connection with the lower half of the body. So draw the energy down through that right arm towards the earth. If your arm is wrapped around to the left hip, feel the connection there. But King Hiranyakashipu's son, Prahlada, refused to be held in subjugation to the demands, these irrational, unreasonable, unnatural demands of one human being elevated above all others. And in a plot to destroy this dissenting voice, Holika wears a shawl and builds a funeral pyre on which to throw this dissenting voice, this rebel, this voice that was speaking up for the oppressed. Instead, Vishnu appeared as half lion, half human, and destroyed Holika and King Hiranyakashipu. Now from here, let's bring that right hand to the earth if not already. Inhale, rise up with the left arm to the sky. Then left arm to the earth and step forward with the right foot, my friends. Sink deep into the right hip here. Chatakasana, hands on the earth. Inhale, rise up to the sky. with the lotus flower, with Padma here. Lift your gaze. Reach up towards the full moon. So thinking about what the story of Holika and this moral of the story of Holika and King Hiranyakashipu, that all are equal, and those who seek to rise above others and seek to oppress others disrupt the natural formation, the natural relationships that we have with one another, based on equity, based on justice, based on liberation for all. And the risk that those who are dissenting, who are rebellious, who rise up, they will be protected. It is their voices that speak to the humanity of all. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Reach back in Ardanovanasana. Folding over that left knee and extending that right foot, the right toes to the sky. Roll back, my friends, and then take that right leg back. Flex there for a few moments and bring the right knee to the earth and then extend that left leg behind you. Let's repeat on this side. Inhale to rise up with the right hand to the sky. Exhale to fold the right arm underneath, bringing the right ear and shoulder either directly to the earth or onto a pillow or cushion, my friends. Come up high on the left fingertips, bend into that elbow to create a scaffold. Reach up with the left arm, wrap it behind you onto the left, sort of tucking it into where the right hip and thigh meet. And find your balance here. If you roll out, come back in. So Holi, so this is one of the mythologies of Holi. Challenging the hierarchy that is created by some over others. And the celebration of its dismantling, its destruction. Another myth is the story of Radha and Krishna. And so Holi is often called the Rangwali Holi because of the story of Radha and Krishna, which I will tell you in a moment. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Inhale to rise up with the right arm to the sky. Bringing the right hand to the earth, step forward with the left foot. Sink into that left hip, Chatakasana. And then inhale, rise with your Padma Mudra to the sky, up towards the full moon. Drawing in the light of the moon so that more becomes revealed. Exhale, hands to the earth. Melt the sit bones back. Lift the left toes so that you come into Ardanovanasana. And then, my friends, let's take that left leg behind us. Perhaps you rock gently here, backwards and forwards. And then bring both knees together, tuck the toes, press through the hands, and inhale to rise into mountain, Ardanovanasana. Pedal through the feet, swaying the hips, rising here as a mountain. Om namo bhagavate. Om namo bhagavate. From here, my friends, let's Walk forward or jump to the top of your mat. Deep forward fold here. Perhaps deep forward fold here. Sorry, that sound there, my friends. Deep forward fold. Perhaps you take your hands. I'll put it back in the top like sometimes. Okay. Right. Trying to find solutions. Deep forward fold here, my friends. Hopefully you're still in there. I'm going to repeat myself several times because the sound didn't work. Your peace fingers wrapped around your big toes, or your hands wrapped around the back of your knees, like your calves, or your ankles. Allow the head to be heavy here. Let the belly, the abdomen rest on the thighs here. Perhaps everything is falling forward here. Maybe you tip back the weight backwards and forwards between the toe, the balls of the feet and the heels. And then arm wrap the spine, one vertebra at a time, to rise up into standing mountain Tadasana. Lift the gaze. See into the horizon. So the gaze is parallel to the horizon. Look forward. And then quarter turn on your mat, my friends. So see where you are on your mat. We're standing on the right side of our mat. So we want to move towards the left. We're going to do a Chandra Namaskar sequence. And so we want to have the space on the left. So make adjustments as you need here. Inhale, hands reach overhead. Interlace all your fingers. Cross the thumbs. Extend the index. Reaching overhead, Kali Mudra. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Step across the mat, coming into Tadasana, star pose here, my friends. Bend into your knees and turn out your toes into Utkarta Konasana Devi or Devi Asana. Bring your hands together here. Now here, my friends, let's sway from left to right for a few moments. And then as you sway, make the movement through your feet very deliberate. So that sensation of rolling from the heel to the ball of the foot to the toes. So that that connection with the earth is felt fully. And then let's place our hands on our knees, my friends. I have a naughty doggy. Bend into the right, over to the left. So take the right hand to the inside of that right thigh for some resistance. Hug in the right shoulder. And then back to center. And let's go over to the left here. So use the hand on the inside of the thigh to help with this movement. So Radha and Krishna, this festival of love, as it's sometimes called. So Krishna is the blue-black god, deity. He's dark blue, the color of the universe, the color of the sky that absorbs, the cosmos that absorbs all, representing consciousness. Rather, unlike Krishna, different color altogether. And Krishna feared that Radha would not love him, accept him, because of prejudice, discrimination based on the color of his skin, this dark blue-black. And he was advised by his mother that in order to challenge this prejudice, this discrimination based on skin color, based on color, based on appearance, based on all that is visible and how others judge and perceive one based on their appearance. And so it is said that Krishna gathered up all the colors of the universe and threw them up in the sky to land everywhere. And so that all of the people of the world were covered in colors aplenty, that none could be distinguished based on their individual color, but the colors of humanity. So that in a way that we all became separated from the appearance that draws in prejudice, discrimination, bias. Not that we all become one, because the way that the colors landed were different on each person. But that all of the joy of humanity could be shared, could be seen, could be experienced. Let's rise up into Virasana, my friends. Hands to the hips, exhale to hinge forward, wide-legged forward, fold here. So let's stay parallel for a moment, turn the toes forward, and then bring the hands to the earth, Prasarita Padottanasana. Then soften the shoulders, the neck, the head. So this idea of many colors is to recognize that we are all different. Not that we can claim to so not that we claim to be these large groups of people, but that all that is in commonality, all that we have in common and all of the experience that we share were brought to the surface. All that was invisible, unseen, was brought to the surface. So that we could celebrate difference and we could love difference. Inhale, right hand to the earth, left hand to the sky. Lift the gaze. Exhale, left hand to the earth, right hand to the sky. And let's do this twice more on each side, inhaling and exhaling with the breath as you rise and come to the earth. So sometimes this story of Radha and Krishna is simplified. The story of Radha and Krishna is to help us to see that what is hidden can be revealed. The inner joys, the inner beauty, the inner essence, the inner aspects of all of us are not perceived through color blindness, but through recognizing and celebrating in that difference, so that we come together in relationship, we become interconnected with one another. When you've completed your round, my friends, let's turn the left foot to the bottom of the mat and walk the hands around over to either side of the left leg. Slightly hop with that right leg forward, coming into Parshavottanasana, pyramid pose here. Fold foot deeply over the left leg here. Hands can be on the block or on the earth, or perhaps on your left leg itself. Inhale, hands halfway, lift the heart so it's parallel to the earth, crown reaching forward. And then let's continue to rise up towards the full moon, hands in Padma, reaching up towards the full moon. Gentle back bend here. And then let's flower the fingertips like falling colors to the earth. Perhaps you have a bend in that left knee. Forward fold here. Inhale, hands to heart, halfway lift. Reach up with Padma to the sky, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold forward by raining the colors down towards the earth. We're going to repeat that one more time. The story of Krishna is that prejudice, bias, discrimination based on appearance, on outward appearance, is hurtful, separates us, disconnects us. But seeking to celebrate all that is, all of the layers of qualities, strengths, talents, skills, traditions, cultures. When we celebrate those, we find connection, we find relationship with one another, we move across the lines of difference. From here, my friends, let's rotate on the ball of the right foot, coming into low lunge, and then let's rise up into high lunge. Reach the hands behind your back, interlace all your fingers, extend the index, cross the thumbs here. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. One breath here. Release the hands and bring the right knee to the earth, my friend. From here, we're going to move into Pigeon Pose. So walk the left foot all the way across the mat and bring the left knee to the earth here. Now use the support that you need here. When you are in a position you are happy with, let's roll onto the right leg, the front of the right leg, and perhaps you place a block or a cushion underneath the left sit bones here. High pigeon here for a moment. And then let's fold forward, bring our crown to the earth. If this prone version of pigeon, Kapotasana, feels inaccessible in this moment, roll onto your back. And let's come into the reclined version of pigeon. So bend into the right knee and bring the left ankle to the right thigh and hug the left knee in. So we're having the same focus and attention in either the prone or the reclined version. So thinking about Virgo coming into this reality check with this full moon, seeing all of the prejudice, the discriminations, the self-criticisms, the judgments that we hold, and moving beyond them to recognize where those dead angles are, those kind of places where we are not able to recognize or see what is holding us in containers or holding us apart. So the full moon in Virgo is the beginning, this holy cycle is the beginning of a new year. It's inviting us to spring clean out these old habits, these old patterns of thinking, these old belief systems that we hold on to. So this spring clean is to clean the soul, the emotional body, the energetic, the psychological, the physical, the spiritual bodies, so that we can rewrite our narratives. We can come into a new beginning, a new cycle from a place of being grounded in reality, a place where we recognize what holds us apart or separates or disconnects us, so that we can then move forward without avoidance or resistance, by being true in our vision, being true in our insights. Let's inhale to rise up here. If you are in the reclined version, let's come back into high lunge. So find your way into high lunge here. Move with care. And then let's step forward with the right foot to meet the left foot. Forward fold here. Perhaps you take your hands to the back of your legs. Wrap your fingers, peace fingers around your big toes. And then when you're ready, uncurl your spine to rise up into Tadasana, standing mountain. And then quarter turn, my friends. So we know where we're going now, and let's repeat that cycle over to the left. Inhale, hands reach up into Kali Mudra. Cross, interlace your fingers, cross your thumbs, release the index. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Step across your mat in Virasana, star pose. Bend into your knees. And then let's bring your hands to thighs. Let's sway from right to left, moving through the foot, flowing through the foot. So as we kind of recognize where the change needs to happen, or where we are seeking to let go or release, this moon is pragmatic, is practical in Virgo. It is hardworking. It is the sign of the healer. So we can find a way of connecting with the dreams and visions for the future in a way that is practical, in a way that is achievable, that is sustainable. Let's bend into that elbow, into the shoulder by twisting the body here from left to right. 3 times in both directions. Om Namo Bhagavate. Inviting self-awareness of Vishnu, the qualities of Vishnu that destroys and dissolves hierarchy, ignorance. And then, my friends, let's straighten through the legs to come into Prasarita Padottanasana, halfway wide-legged fold. Release the hands to the earth. Allow the upper body to soften here. And then reach up with the right arm to the sky. Inhaling and exhaling as you reach up with one arm and lower. 3 times in both directions. So in this moment, what is it that you have the power to change within yourself, in your relationships with others, in your relationship with the community? The colors of Holi: red for joy and celebration, yellow for healing and health, green for new beginnings and nature, growth of the self, growth of our community, orange for the sun, energy of the sun, which brings vitality to this new day, this new dawn, this new beginning, this new year. Let's walk our hands over to the right, turn the right foot forward, slightly hop forward with the left foot, coming into pyramid. Parshavottanasana. Inhale halfway, hands to heart. Open up the palms, the fingers, into Padma. Lift the crown, reach up towards the moon. Exhale, rain the colors of revelation down towards the earth. Inhale halfway, and then rise up with Padma to the sky. Standing pyramid. Exhale, rain the colors down. Final time, inhale halfway, reach up with Padma. Exhale, fold, rain the fingertips down towards the earth. And then, my friends, let's pivot on the ball of that foot and come into a low lunge here. Bring the knee down, and we're going to heel toe the right foot across the mat to come into Pigeon Kapotasana on the right side. When you're comfortable, remember to roll over to the front of that left leg. Reach back with the toes. Reach high and then fold forward. And remember, if you're wanting to come into the Supta Kapotasana variation, come onto your back and cross the right leg onto the left leg and tuck in the hands around, wrap the hands around the left thigh or the left shin to come into reclined pigeon. So again, we are working the same source of energy in the body here. So often we can see how different cultures come together around the lunar cycle. This full moon representing Virgo. This full moon bringing the new year. This full moon bringing Holi celebrations. Rise up into your high pigeon, tuck the toes, and let's all meet in low lunge here. Inhale to rise up, reach your palms to the sky in high lunge, and then let's step forward with the left foot to meet the right. Forward fold, unwrap the self to rise up into Dandasana. Quarter turn here. Let's take the legs wide, turn the toes out, and come down to the earth in Malasana with Padma hands. Pour the nectar towards the earth. Om namo bhagavate. Om namo bhagavate. My friends, let's come down to the earth when you've completed that 3 times. Now from here, my friends, your options are to come into Shavasana or to come into a seated meditation. You make your sovereign choice here, my friends. And you can combine the both. You may choose Shavasana and then meditation. You may meditate and then close the Shavasana. Let's bring our hands into lotus at the heart. And we'll chant Om Namo Bhagavate 3 times loud, 3 times whispered, 3 times silently. I invite you then to set your timer for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long you wish to be seated in meditation or to lay in Shavasana. Once you are ready, let's prepare for our meditation. Closing your eyes or softening your gaze. Hands either alongside the body or hands in Padma if you are seated, or perhaps your hands in Gyan Mudra, palms face down on the knees as you wish. Coming into this moment, recognizing all of the colors of the self, all of the aspects of the self, both bright and those that are darker. Recognizing that human emotions, feelings, thoughts across all of the people of all of the cultures can bring us together or separate us. This full moon invites a new beginning with new intentions. Once all has been revealed, inhale to chant Om Namo Bhagavate, Om Namo Bhagavate, Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate, Om Namo Bhagavate, Om Namo Bhagavate. Silently. And then fall into your silence and your reflections in that silence. Dhanyavad, Dhanyavad, Dhanyavad.